What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica. This is your boot camp, marriage boot camp, hip hop edition. I don't know what episode it is. I want to say 3 or 4, maybe 3, maybe. There we go. Come on now. Oh shit. Bitch. Okay, y'all. Okay, let's talk. Okay, marriage boot camp. Okay, so they ended where they started where they ended off on the last episode, where Hazel was saying that Shonda was jealous of her. That's where you can see the people don't know how to communicate, right? Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let the diva know you stopped by. This is marriage boot camp's the last episode that just came on. Hazel is saying that Shonda was jealous of her, and that's not it. You don't know how to communicate. Hazel should have said, I know it's not me, and I know your husband has made it so that anytime he's relating to another woman, you are insecure about that. I understand he started that, and maybe I should have not been as, hold on, let me let these people get in their car. It's Karen and what do y'all call the white boys? Karen and Scott. Do we call the white boys Scott? What we call them? Scott? Y'all been calling them Ken. Ken is too generic. It doesn't ring. You have to have has to have an energy. Like Ken doesn't have an energy to it. Karen has an energy. Karen, when you say it, it just sounds fucking annoying, right? So it embodies the energy that those women exude. It's Scott, Trevor. No, not Trevor. You don't want Trevor Noah. I feel sorry for the people whose name is Karen. All right, what time is it? Okay. So they didn't know how to communicate and say. Hazel should have said something like, girl, yeah, I was being too much, but I understand that's where it comes from. Like, they weren't explaining themselves right, which is indicative of the inability to communicate effectively. And they all have that issue, clearly. I'm not jealous of you. And then Hazel goes outside with Devon and was like, everybody want to be fake. I'm here. Hazel, you just doing the most. You're really doing the most. I don't even know what to call what Hazel's doing. It's like, you're creating this conflict. You're creating conflict, and then you're acting as if you're not contributing to it, and that these people are just jealous of you, or they're not being real with you. I don't know. It's like she's intentionally inflating her own ego, because clearly she has some insecurities about just her as a person. And it's like she's pumping herself up. Like, I'm an A-lister. You're really not an A-lister, but okay, if you want to believe that in order to make yourself feel better, then go ahead and do that. But don't compare yourself to the women in the room and act like they are jealous of you, because I don't think that Tahiry is jealous of you. I do not think that Shonda is jealous of you. Shonda is more concerned with the behaviors of her husband, and because the society that we live in, it's always going to be directed towards the woman, because the woman does not have any intentions on leaving her man, so she has to direct her anger and energy towards you. She's not going to leave Willie, so it has to be towards you. And instead of her effectively saying, my husband has created an energy in our marriage to where I am on edge every time he talks to a woman. I have developed an insecurity. And so when you were acting like you were dancing on him all crazy, that made me feel uncomfortable because of how he relates to women. But you don't know how to communicate. So you want to go after, I'm not jealous of you. It's not even about that. Phaedra gets in the bed. She says she doesn't want to associate with none of that mess. So she gets in the bed. Devon and Willie, they squash their beef. I kind of didn't pay attention to what they said to one another, but they squash their beef, and that's all that matters. Corrupt says he doesn't want to be without Tony. But Tony's saying that I'm tired of being let down, and I just don't understand it. Like, I really don't understand what the expectation was of you going into a relationship with somebody who's an alcoholic. And I thought it was really messed up that Corrupt said to Tony, or said to the group, that Tony is the reason why he drinks. There are so many people out there who have diseases and ailments and sicknesses, and they blame other people for that. And Tony doesn't have anything to do with Corrupt drinking. Corrupt has been drinking. Like ask anyone in Los Angeles. Corrupt doesn't drive because he drinks so much. He has a driver. So Tony doesn't have anything to do with that. Are you saying that you can't stay sober because Tony is always upset? And I have yet to see her smile. I have yet to see that lady smile. She's very, very angry. And it's like, you're in this relationship where you don't smile, you're angry, it's causing you stress. Why are you making this choice? Like, you can love Corrupt. You can still love him. You don't have to be in a relationship with him. You could exit the relationship and say, hey, I still want to help you, and I still want to get you the resources that you need. But we don't have to be in a relationship, because for me, you making me sick. I'll still help you because I care about you, but we don't have to be in a relationship. And that's just what it is. And I don't know if she's like, it's like a form of self-harm that she's in that relationship with him, because it's like, it's intentional, and it's like you're staying and you're angry and you haven't smiled. And do you love him? Like, what is that about? Like, I really want to understand why Tony is in this position that she's in, and she's staying in it. So they have this exercise on how do you fight, basically. So they set up this podcast. Shout out to Clinton Sparks. They come there. Hazel is the only one amongst the men, sorry. They take all the women and Devon in another room, and they're watching them as they're talking about them. Corrupt says that in their relationship there's a lot of anger issues, and that the woman makes him want to drink, and that she's enabling him. And then she was like, he needs to look up what an enabler is. No, sweetie, you need to look up what an enabler is. You do. Because that's what you're doing. Part of your enabling is staying in is there's no consequence for the behavior. That's part of enabling somebody, is when you don't give them a consequence. He continues to mistreat you, and you're still sitting there. So you are enabling him. You are, child. Vado says that he can't talk to Tahiry, so he talks to his child's mother. And then she was like, he looks like he likes an audience. He's very childish. And I don't know what Tahiry is missing in herself to where she would want to add this person to her life. What are you missing that you want to add someone like this to your life? And that's for all of us, right? When we get into these relationships with people and they're turning out like not good, and it's like, this is not the right energy that I want around me. What am I holding on to where I'm keeping this person in my life? What is the desire to hold on to this person? Because you can love a person and not have to be in a relationship with them. That's possible. That's possible. You can connect to somebody and not think that, like, all these motherfuckers running around here like everybody is their fucking soulmate. We have soulmates. It doesn't matter gender, race. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. And everybody you are a soulmate with does not mean you have to turn it into a romantic, intimate, sexual relationship. It doesn't work like that. Everybody, they romanticize everything. It doesn't, because everyone's desire is to be partnered with somebody for this myth of forever. And it's like, it leads you like, we connect, we trauma bonded, let's be in a relationship, or let's create a relationship out of this. It doesn't necessarily have to be that. You can relate to people without fucking them. There's no other way I could say it. Hazel says she thinks that, he might be with her for clout. Like, you're already in a delusional energy. You're already delusional. What would he be going with you to get clout? Clout would, I wouldn't some people would get with Hazel for clout, but they having a baby. She's pregnant, so I don't know what other, maybe, I don't know, child. I don't know, like, it's already crazy. You're already thinking crazy if you think that somebody is with you for clout. Who are you? And I'm not to say that Hazel ain't nobody, but why are you for clout? Why? Like, it's strange. And he didn't like the sugar baby comment at all. Medina, he says he ain't getting no pussy. And then Clinton was like, are you wondering, like, how long did the other men have to wait? And he was like, yeah. And he was like, he started doing all this clapping and stuff like that. And she was like, Phaedra in her interview was like, why are you doing all that? What is all this? You performing for these people, clearly. Willie was talking about the infidelity and felt like she retaliated. And he was like, you know, man, it takes time. It takes time. It takes time to stop fucking people, Willie. Is that it does? It takes time to get over that. Like, you trying to figure out any excuse. And I didn't even like the way Willie was talking to Shonda, saying, we fucked up. No, you mad. It's funny because he's mad that Shonda is mad at him. Now, I'm with Judge Toller. Bitch, you're not going to leave. You have no desire to leave. You want to fucking work on it. So stop treating him like the asshole that he is. Stop treating him like the asshole that he is, and move past it. You're not moving past it. You are not moving past it. You're still giving him the blues. If you're going to stay with him, you're going to have to move past it. You cannot keep bringing this shit up. Now, according to the story, he was just in contact with a bitch 2 weeks before they got to the house. So obviously, Willie has, when there's no consequence for the behavior, there is no incentive to change. It's not. So Corrupt says he's not with any other women, that he took an artist to a hotel. Tony doesn't believe. So not only are you in a relationship with someone who is suffering from a mental illness, who is an alcoholic, I put those together, alcoholism and mental illness, I put those together, and who is also cheating on you. So you're being emotionally abused, you're being spiritually abused, you have no peace in your aura at all, you're just angry. What are you benefiting? What is the benefit of this relationship for you? Like, to me, I feel like relationships should be like, you have your strengths, I have my weaknesses. You have your weaknesses, I have my strengths. And where you're weak, I show my strength. And where I'm weak, you show your strength. And we collaborate together. If the relationship is not mutually beneficial, why are you in it? Why are you in it? What am I getting out of this? How is my labor, emotional, spiritual, physical, financial labor, being reciprocated in this relationship? How? If it's not, then leave the relationship. I don't give a fuck how much you love that person. You don't have to be in a relationship with a person just because you love them. I'm tired of that shit. I'm tired of it. So she's like, that's not true. That's not true. He's telling another story to these people. When somebody does you wrong and they retell the story, they're not going to tell their side of the story. They're not going to tell your side of the story. They're not going to tell how they contributed to the conflict. They're only going to tell the side so that they can get the empathy, so they can get the sympathy, so they can get the pats on the back, because you're the enemy in the situation. They're not going to paint it to where I did this to this person and I was doing this. It's always going to be a woe is me, come hold me, come love me, come protect me. And that's what happened. So you're going to be mad when somebody retells a story, but just be mindful of the role that you played. She said, does it cross your mind when you're about to lay down with another person, when you're about to fuck another person, basically have sex with another person? Does it cross your mind? Yes, it crosses his mind. And yes, they continue to do it. You know why? Because you ain't going to do a goddamn thing about it. You ain't going to do a motherfucking thing. Nothing. You're going to be right there. When he gets back from sticking his dick in another bitch, you're going to be right there. Because guess what? A man is going to be a man. The excuse is embedded in their existence. Boys will be boys to a man is just gonna be a man. That's just what men do. So guess what? Yes, they think about it when they about to fuck another bitch. Yes, they think about it when they about to fuck another nigga. But guess what? Well, for women, we don't really, women who cheat like Jada, we are surprised that her ass got caught. Her ass got caught only because she didn't make somebody sign an NDA because she really trusted that person. However, most women don't let it be known that they're cheating, because a woman is either going to be a whore, somebody who's a predator, or she's doing something wrong. She's always going to be wrong. It's always going to be, oh my God, I can't believe she did this to this man. But a man, because a man will be a man and men will do what men do, cheating is a part of that. Treating people like ain't shit is a part of that behavior. Just like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Part of the behavior in the man is to dehumanize the woman, talk to her like ain't shit, and then come into to the Senate floor and say, it was just my passion. Had she turned around and called him a cock-sucking motherfucker, she would be a awful woman, a misrepresentation of women. It's just the world that we live in. So yes, when you want to know, Tony, does it cross their mind when they're about to stick their dick in another bitch? Yes, it does. And guess what's going to happen? Nothing. Guess what's going to happen, Shonda? Nothing. Nothing's going to happen. Y'all not going to do nothing. So what's the point? I can think about it all day. Hazel talks about Devon and his anger issues. Clearly he has anger issues. You're dealing with somebody who is young and they lack in emotional intelligence, and they see the only way to resolve conflict is through aggression. And you, my dear, equated that to him protecting you just last episode. That's why Drea's ass got up there and think that aggression equals affection. That's why Shonda was like, "Ooh, thank you for protecting your wife." Is he really protecting you? Is he keeping a condom on his dick while you worried about him protecting you against Devon? Is he really protecting you, bitch? All right. You ain't got no intention to leave. So Vado says he don't talk to no other girls. He only talks to his child's mother. They were explaining to him that's emotionally cheating. You can't cheat on somebody emotionally. And then even Tahiry said some wild, toxic shit. I would rather him have sex, right? Because it's embedded that they're going to cheat on you. So I'd rather him have sex because they've made you believe it don't mean nothing to me. It didn't mean nothing. I was just fucking that bitch. It didn't mean nothing. I love you. It didn't mean nothing. Right? I would rather him have sex with her than to be emotionally connected to her. He needs to grow up. He's acting like a kid. And he's not giving that same love back. And he's saying that his daughter's mother is his psychiatrist. So he is disrespecting one woman and using another woman for her emotional labor. 6 months, and Medina hasn't had any sex with Phaedra. I don't believe Phaedra. Like somebody said in the comments, it's ironic that Phaedra is on a reality show with a fake boyfriend. Because when they did kiss, it looked fake. When they did kiss, it looked like the first time they laid. He didn't even kiss her in the mouth. So have y'all even kissed? That shit is fake. And I think it's crazy ironic that people went so hard on Kenya Moore, and Phaedra was the catalyst to that. The leader in that movement. Your fake relationships and this fake thing, and you paying these niggas. Medina and Phaedra are not in a relationship. They didn't even act like that kiss was like, even Willie was like, that looked like the first time they kissed. Yes, it did. It really did. Willie just was fucking with somebody 2 weeks ago. He has to get over his demons and blah, 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 right? Now it's a demon. It's not you, it's a demon. So after they are done with their podcast, Dr. Ish lets them know it's okay to share what you heard with them. No worry about it. Corrupt asked Tony, are you upset? She said no. So you're lying already. Nothing. Or what are you upset about? And she was like, nothing. You're lying. Tahiry and Vado, she was like, you nigga, you a clown. You're a clown. And he was like, oh man, he was laughing about it. He thought it was funny. Medina and Phaedra. Phaedra was like, you was doing all that clapping. What was all that about? What was that energy? You performing for these niggas? You know how men get in front of each other and perform masculinity. You know that happens all the time. You can go down to the local barbershop and see that. And Phaedra, Scorpio, tells Medina, I can't read you. Bitch, because y'all lying. That's why you can't read the motherfucker. Because you're lying. You lying, he's lying. Willie and Shonda, they're having their little side conversation. She was like, you need to be accountable. He was like, no, it's my fault. And she was like, no, we fucked up. I'm sorry that we fucked up. I was like, Willie is gross. He tells her, you're making my life a living hell. But here it is. Shonda, if you don't have any intentions of leaving Willie, you can give him the blues, but for so long with his cheating, but you're not going to do anything about it. You're going to stay in the relationship, so stop bringing it up. To me, I feel like if you find out if your man is cheating, might not be the best advice. If you find out your man is cheating and you have no intentions of leaving, don't say nothing to his ass. Let him continue to do what the fuck he's going to do. Because if you're not going to do anything about it, shut your goddamn mouth. That's just how I feel about it. Might not be the best advice, but who am I? Hazel, he said he didn't like the sugar mama comment, and she was like, well, you're not telling me how you really feel, because he's another one. He only understands communication through aggressive behavior, and that's how a lot of men are raised. A lot of boys don't cry, don't express yourself, don't do this. The only emotion that most men have a great relationship with is anger. Look at Tory Lanez. Aggression, anger, and then look at Drea coming around and equating that to some type of love. It's a whole cycle, y'all. A whole freaking cycle. When Hazel brings it up to Devon that she's afraid that his anger is going to be directed towards her, and he was like, I would never really put my hands on you. You know, like if I gave you a hug versus throwing something, the two don't even equate. That's what shows you his mental. He says, if I hug you, nigga, that's not the same as grabbing my phone aggressively away from me and throwing it up against the wall. That don't even go together. How could you even equate the two? Weird. Corrupt. You make me what? Oh, you make me drink. And he tells her, what does he tell? I guess he always tells her that you need to leave. If you're going to do anything, leave. If you just leave, shut the fuck up or leave. Like, that's, to me, like, I hate to agree with fucking Corrupt, but it's like, bitch, if you're not going to do anything about it, shut the fuck up. You're not going to leave. You're not going to do nothing. Shut up. Shut your ass up. Mad all the time. Leave, bitch. You that fucking mad? Get the fuck out of here. Why are you still here? Like, at a certain point, you're going to be like, Tony, girl, what the fuck? Not only is this man a fucking alcoholic, he's disrespecting you by you believing that he's cheating on you. Like, what's the worst kind of nigga you can have? A drunk, cheating ass nigga? A drunk cheater, bitch? You got to want better for yourself, bitch. You really do. You really do. You're a lying ass motherfucker. You're full of shit. Okay, well, girl, if you're not gonna do nothing, shut the fuck up. I'm with Corrupt on that. Sorry. Then Tony goes and sits at the table and starts telling Vado that he has a soul tie with his baby mama. Girl, you shut up. Shut your ass up. I don't want to hear nothing out of your ass. And it's so funny because it's really how we can really give advice to people and be going through some shit ourselves and really give advice to people. That's why it's always important when you got to step outside of your situation sometime and be like, if this situation was happening to somebody else, what advice would I give that person? And give yourself advice. And sometimes you will talk yourself out of a lot of bullshit that you don't really need to even be involved in. So they start pouring champagne. Vado pours Tahiry champagne last and gives it to her, and she feels like she should have been first. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That's just as petty as you calling him a child. Why does he need to serve you first? So at first it was, I don't think he ain't gonna serve me, watch. Then when he did serve you, it was, you serve me last. And Hazel brought up a good point. You basically setting the nigga up for something he don't even know. You're mad at him now for not serving you first. And he's like, bitch, I didn't even know it was a fucking problem. Why do I need to serve you first? Like, this shit is crazy. He's such a child, me first, but you want to be first. But he's such a child. How would you guys have felt about that? If you were Tahiry, Vado, no, in your situation, if your husband or boyfriend is pouring drinks for everybody and he doesn't serve you first, are you that type of person that will feel mad about that? Or not? Like, for me, it doesn't even fucking matter. Whatever. At least you pour me a drink. Like, I mean, like, I don't think being first, I don't get it. But that's where she is in the relationship. They're talking about where are you able to listen, fighting fair. So for Willie and Shonda, they have selective hearing where their homework is to listen, understand, and validate. I was about to say evaluate. Validate the situation. So tell me what's wrong, listen, and then listen to understand. They even did an exercise where he was like, what did she just say? And he was like, man, I'm tired. Nigga, because you didn't even hear what she said, and that's just what it is. Hazel and Devon, their thing was fight one thing at a time. You start fighting, and then you bring on other issues. Yeah, because you haven't resolved the other thing, and you're still mad about the other thing that wasn't resolved. So when you do fight, you bring on everything else. A lot of people do that. A lot of people do that in fights because you're in a situation where you haven't resolved the last issue to your liking. Right? And so now when the next fight comes up, you bring up the old shit because you didn't get that resolved the last time. And we've all done that. I've done that. We've all done that. Tony and Corrupt, he was like, if you don't like it, you can get the fuck on. The choices you make, we're supposed to be on the same team. His drinking is your problem too. I was like, girl. I mean, bitch, you're not going nowhere. So is it really her? It's her problem too. That's your partner. You gonna be with him. That's your partner. It's your problem too, right? She even knew when he didn't have nothing to eat. She did all of this and she's still mad at you. She's pissed off at you and she's still concerned that you're not eating and you're still drinking and this and that. So I guess she's to be rewarded or honored for that, which is fucking crazy in itself. Vado still talks to his baby mom. She tells him you're a kid, and she feels like, so I guess next week Vado does do something to Tahiry, if I'm not mistaken, because they were like, whoa, and somebody else said like in the previews they saw Tahiry, so we don't know what's gonna happen. But then Medina and Phaedra get up there, and that's where I stopped writing because that shit was fake. Like Willie said, it looked like a first kiss. I haven't seen you guys kiss. I haven't seen you guys show any affection, although I do see them showing affection to each other, like holding on to each other, rubbing on each other. I see all of that. That's why I'm like, it's kind of weird, but they're lying. Whatever. At least hold me. Like, you're lying, Phaedra, and that's the fucking irony of the whole thing. It's like the shit you say to somebody will eventually come around, and you'll have to be playing a role in a scene where you are doing the same exact thing that you talk shit about somebody else for. Crazy. Y'all want some ice cream? First of all, it's 11 o'clock. I guess it's okay for some ice cream. Anyways, the kids are getting out. They're playing basketball. There's no rims on the backboards, so I don't know how they're going to practice. Maybe they're just going to do drills or something. Anyways, y'all, take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. That was it for the episode. Let me know what you think, and we'll talk soon. Peace.